Dun, 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 yeah. Don't ask what that is. That is, I'll tell you anyway. That was my attempt to add some dramatic mouth music to the game, because this is game 3! Game 3 of the AWL Best of 3 series between Lynn, spawning as the red orc in the upper left part of the map, versus Reprisal, spawning as the blue human in the lower left. This is Last Refuge 1.3, and I have a cold or a flu or something like that. I'm mostly over it, but I am still sniffly, a little bit runny nose, a little bit sneezing, a little bit coughing, a little bit, you know, so whatever, that's what's going on with me, and that's why, you know, you might hear some odd sounds in this video. That and I can't think of any other reason. So let's get into this game. This is game 3, and of course you're gonna see Reprisal going with that Archmage first, coming out with the barracks now completing. Footman as well. We're gonna see Lynn going with the Blade Master opening, as well as the Grunt coming out. Again, gonna have both those coming out at about the same time, the Blade Master and that first Grunt. I'm going to see that Orc Burrow throwing down, so pretty much a standard early game. We do have a Peon Scout in an interesting position. The Peon Scout is not coming down to Reprisal's base. It's actually kind of holding his position up here, which is a route on the map, and this is kind of important, and I'll tell you why, because of this gold mine. Essentially what happens is if Reprisal decided to go for an early expansion, he could do that by running up here, and this will give him a lot of vision of kind of the early area, and a lot of times we would see you expect this to be crept first, and maybe even this. So, and you know, that can also be a indicative of a very just odd creeping pattern. He might just come up here and decide to creep this part. So either way, he just needs that, and part of that is because he's not going to scout down here, as you can see with his army, where we can see that the Reprisal is militia creeping out this mercenary camp, and Lynn knows that pretty much right now. He knows it's either right here, and he knows it's probably right there, or right pretty much over here, because of the scout, because really this is the only other area that Reprisal could conceivably creep in the early game. I mean, like, in all honesty, right? And so Lynn goes ahead and creeps this out, does pick up a sentry wards from that. Very nice item to have. Gonna go ahead and throw down a sentry ward right there. Gonna use his grunts, or at least his grunt right here, to try to cancel this farm, and come over here with his Blade Master to try to deny is the word? To steal the experience from these creeps. We can see Reprisal doing a good job of trying to prevent that from happening, and we'll go ahead and see. It was too fast. I was looking at my mouse pointer. Sorry. Well, you probably can see. He might have got this still, and he might not have, but he definitely did pick up the item, so he does have 2 circlets of nobility right now. Gonna go ahead and place a sentry ward inside of Reprisal's base. Now, Reprisal did hear that being placed. It makes a very distinct sound when you place a ward for everybody. The question is, will Reprisal dust that? Because he could dust it, but he might decide to not do that. He'd have to run back, and it would take a lot of time. Is it worth it? It might be, but we'll see. He does go ahead and pick up a dust and a boots of speed. Sells the ruined bracers. Of course, he doesn't need that item. Orcs don't really do a lot of magic damage or spell damage, focus fire builds, so that's not a very effective item. It is a good amount of gold to sell, and we're gonna go ahead and see these are a bunch of units right here. We do have 5 footmen, as well as the Archmage and the Forest Troll Shadow Priest for Reprisal right now in the middle of the map at that tavern, and we're gonna see that Lynn actually has a Forest Troll Berserker as well as some grunts right here. 3 grunts, in fact. So deviating from the normal standard 4 grunt build right there, doing so to pick up a ranged unit right there. That Forest Troll Berserker, of course, really not a bad pickup if you think about it, because what would that 4th grunt do? It would pretty much provide the same functionality as the rest of the grunts, but you know, with the Forest Troll Berserker, you actually get a unit that does a lot more damage than those grunts do, and it's ranged. And the only downside really is that you're not going to be using it to surround units as much, but you can still do that in a lot of the cases where we do see these grunts running around to surround units. It's just really them grunts trying to surround like a grunt or a single footman or a single, you know, mercenary unit or something. So that's what we normally see, maybe even a water elemental. We normally don't see the grunts being used for big surrounds in the middle of big battles. We might see that, but normally the heroes they're going to be there, and you don't really need all 4 grunts for that usually. So I think it's a very clever pickup to have that Forest Troll Shadow, or Forest Troll Berserker, if I can say it, course, I was sitting here looking at Reprisal's Force Shadow Priest as I was trying to say that, which of course is just always a good pickup for a human unit, for any human army. Of course, having the healing casters essentially the same usage as a priest would be. So we do have that. We do see now the Lynn trying to kill this Force Shadow Priest should be able to do so. He does have boots of speed, and there he goes down right there. He has been revealed with a dust of appearance, so he can't really stay along too long. As he tries to run away, he will go ahead and take a lot of extra damage just because of that dust. So it was a good dust right there. Gonna go ahead and be able to steal the ogre right there with his army, as he led the human army, Reprisal's army, back down to the base as he was chasing that Force Shadow Priest. And gonna go ahead and steal the item as well, which is a potion of greater healing. A really nice item to have. Going to try to pick off this peasant, going to be able to do so and cancel the shop that was right about to be done for Reprisal. So that's a nice prize for Lynn to stick around down there. Over here we can see up here in the middle of the map at the tavern, Reprisal does go ahead and pick up a Beastmaster, and there is a Quilby summon, 2 water elementals, and 5 footmen, as well as this level 3 Archmage. Running straight to Lynn's base. Lynn in a good position to defend this. He does have those 3 grunts and a Force Shadow Berserker, yes indeed, and a Shadow Hunter that is actually out already. So gonna get that Hex off on the Archmage to slow this down, pulling the armies over here away from Lynn's buildings. He does not want to have to make this a fight about his buildings. That's always unfortunate for the work. They always lose out a lot more in those types of positions because they're having to defend basically the base race, and they're losing their units. Not really their units, but they're losing, that's not what I meant to say, their peons. They lose peons that way, and they do lose a lot of time mining. We're going to see a grunt being surrounded and picked off by Reprisal's army right there. Really nicely done. And now finally, Reprisal will come in here and be able to start working on these burrows right now. But Lynn not going to give up. Speed scrolling in here to fight this. Going to go ahead and hex a footman. Elephant. Sorry. Lynn gonna go ahead and lose a grunt right there, and I'll explain why I just said that, but we do see a footman going down as well. But the reason I said elephant was because I was about to sneeze, and when I worked at Papa John's, there's a lot of flour in the air from where we had the pizza dough stuff, and we hand tossed the pizzas, and they're always, the manager's always like, yeah, just say elephant a bunch, and then if you have to sneeze, and it actually works, I guess, I don't know. But anyway, so we see a hex on this Reprisal's Archmage, as well as an ensnare, gonna force the Reprisal to TP out of this battle, and there is Lynn Shadowhunter actually taking a little bit of damage, but not a lot. Lynn really did a good job with defending that harass right there. Really, really well done by him. And of course, as you can see, he did keep that Force Shadow Berserker alive despite its lower HP than the Grunt. And I'm not sure if this Grunt was alive from that or if he had to remake it, but he does have 1 Grunt alive, 2 Raiders, and a Spirit Walker. And now, is that Blade Master level 3? I think so. Yes, indeed it is. Got a clarity on him being used, as well as a healing salve. Gonna have him up to about 200 mana, or about 100 mana. Sorry. Oh. Well, whatever the case, he is now in Windwalk with about 100 mana. That clarity about to finish off, and there are 4 sorceresses, 2 footmen, and a bunch of summons, as well as the Archmage and the Beastmaster, making the beeline straight for Lynn's base. Blademaster going to open up on the sorceresses, going to immediately be slowed. There are a bunch of militia now, 5 militia on the reinforcement list coming in here to help out with Reprisal's push right here. Going to go ahead and summon down some ivory towers, 3 ivory towers in a line for Reprisal. There is a Coda Beast on the way out right now, and here comes this fight as it engages. You're going to see that Spirit Link being used and the Archmage immediately being ensnared and surrounded by partially his own units. In fact, that Beastmaster definitely not providing too much help right there, but he is blocking with a Footman and that Beastmaster, so he's only taking damage from basically a half arc right there. The Archmage does go down, however, and Reprisal is now completely committed to this attack, and he lost 1 tower. Already lost his 2nd tower. That Beastmaster or Blademaster gonna be at low HP, gonna heal up to full using a greater healing potion. Shadowhunter in the back, not doing anything, just kind of chilling out, contemplating life back there. And we're gonna see a sorceress go down. We do see this guard tower that is about to go up. It's actually going to make it up. It does look like it, completely surrounded by peasants to heal it or to repair it. And it does go up, but as it goes up, it looks like it's gonna go down, and down it does go. We do have one of these raiders right here. Gonna go ahead and probably die. Yes, it died. And now I do see this ensnare and focus fire on this Beastmaster. Gonna force the Beastmaster to run away at 63 life. Coda Beast is out, gonna eat a sorceress, and this is not looking good for Reprisal. His entire army just got completely destroyed right there. You could really Not good. Running that Beastmaster back in there, gonna lose the Beastmaster, and he does call good game, so that's game 3. So congratulations to Lynn. If you missed game 2, of course, you can always watch it right there, and if you missed game 1, well, if you're in the playlist, it's just 2 videos back, or you can check my channel or whatever. But anyway, I think you should watch all 3 of these games. They're not very long, but I thought all of them were pretty good. This game may be the worst in the series, so if you like this game, you should definitely check out the other 2, and that's pretty much all I gotta say about it. I did a little bit. Oh, I think I coughed a little bit. Sorry about that. I know that it's probably not going to sound very good when that happened. But anyway, so that's pretty much all I have to say for that. So that's about 30 minutes of Warcraft. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And that's probably all I'm going to do Warcraft today. But we'll see. We'll see. So I'll catch you guys next time.